Good morning, VBLOGgers. Due to the fact that I am sharing a flat with people who work very early in the morning and go to bed very late at night, the vlog is now going to be shifted from late night updates to early morning updates. So, hooray for the new scheduling time. Yeah. Well, you saw pretty much what happened yesterday during the day, because it was all updated via my little camera thingy. So, I'm going to tell you about what happened in the night. In the night, I went off and met with the lovely, beautiful Antonia and her friends, of which there are over 20 here. It's rather chaotic. And they took me, or we all went out to see the first show that I've seen here, which was a thing called When in Rome. Now, as a ex-theatre student, someone who did a full 4 years studying theatre. Well, I mean, actually, I pretty much studied magic most of the time, but, you know, it came from years of studying theatre at A-level and GCSE and all that, so I would still consider myself a theatre student. I couldn't help, anyway, but watch it and be critical all the way through, like I will whenever I see any theatrical production of any sort. So, so here will be the first VBLOG Edinburgh Fringe review. Funky. Well, When in Rome is a musical comedy based on a series of Latin textbooks that people will have studied during public school, which is then mixed in with a whole bunch of retro pop numbers, which are non-original songs, by the way, you know, classics like the Spice Girls and Freddie Mercury and all that kind of stuff, and presented in a sort of tongue-in-cheek, slightly daft Carry On Cleo type way. In fact, I think sort of Carry On Cleo meets Return to the Forbidden Planet would be a pretty good way to sum this show up. It was amusing, and most people in there did have a good time. The musical numbers were massively hampered by the fact that the actual musical instruments were too loud, and the vocalists weren't mic'd, so you couldn't hear what people were singing half the time, which was obviously a serious downside of a musical comedy. A lot of the time as well, I found the gags were, to be honest, obvious but not in a good way. I mean, you can go to a Mel Brooks film and know the obvious gags are coming off, but they're pulled up with such panache that you can't help but find them hilarious. Here, half the time, you're feeling, you know, yeah, okay, I kind of saw you were going to do that gag, and to be honest, I wasn't very impressed by it. And so about half an hour into it, for most of it, I found myself being very bored. One massive thing that it had going against it as well is that it really has a gigantic finale number, which it then follows up with a conclusion scene, because, of course, the plot hadn't been resolved by the time they did the finale, which kind of leaves you feeling a bit kind of dead, really. And, like, you know, what all was that about? Why did you have that big number there and then finish like this? It just didn't kind of gel for me. However, that said, there were some absolutely brilliant gags in it. There were a couple of one-liners that honestly had me in pieces. There's one bit all about how ridiculous it is being a Christian in the year 29 BC, which I'm still laughing about, as you can see. There were some amazing choreography as well. I mean, I won't say amazing, but absolutely exceptionally tight. The dance numbers were all brilliant, absolutely brilliant, and like I say, most people who went there did have a good time. So, When in Rome gets a full from 0 to 5 gets a full VB. So, frankly, if you went to public school and you did Latin and you remember the textbooks, go along and you'll probably have a good laugh. If you didn't, chances are there's going to be other stuff at the Fringe that you're going to enjoy more than this. And now I'm going to get out of bed, stop being a critic, and get back to being a lowly, sad, pathetic street performer who goes and sings for his supper on the street. Yeah. Bye.